Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, it should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from the basement bunker beneath Kettle Radio. Welcome to the Fourth Hour. It's really great to have you along. Oh, man, Democrats just do not know when to stop. As we're talking about Mr. Garcia, who is in that El Salvador prison. Take a look at this. They are now demanding that daily proof of life for Mr. Abrego Garcia. Daily proof of life. They in this prison in El Salvador. They want daily proof of life until they want to make sure he has access to counsel. This is an illegal alien. This is just absolutely crazy. So House Democrats, this is where House Democrats, this is the family of Garcia. And they have been out there as well, but these are House Democrats saying they want daily proof of life of an illegal alien from El Salvador who is was in the country illegally, currently in prison in El Salvador. When have you ever seen Democrats show that kind of concern for anybody in this country? I am just blown away by this. You know, you think it's worse, wait till tomorrow. It'll be even worse. I mean, it's just amazing to me. The Democrats will not let go of that issue despite all of the things that we have learned. And that to me is just absolutely shocking. Let's go to Minneapolis. There is a story from, what am I doing here? I don't want to do that. Let's go to Minneapolis. And I'll share this story. This is pretty incredible. This coming from CARE TV up in CARE 11 up in Minneapolis.
Tonight, a man caught on camera causing $20,000 in damage to half a dozen Teslas in Minneapolis will not be charged. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office says they're sending the 33-year-old to an adult diversion program. They say charges are still possible if he continues. In the last hour, MPD told us their investigators are always frustrated when the cases they poured their hearts into are declined.
Yeah, one can totally understand why police would be really upset. And you see him, he's dragging the keys along. I want to give you a little better look at him because the New York Post has also got a story on this guy, this Minnesota state employee, causing over $20,000 in damages to these Teslas being let off. He could, if he continues, you know, they may revisit this issue. I'm not holding my breath. He is a government employee, 33 years old. This is not somebody who's 23, 33 years old. That to me is just mind-blowing. Dylan Brian Adams. He was spotted keying vehicles, stripping their paint off while walking his dog. And there's a photo of him doing it. There he is. Oh, yeah, he looks like a real brain surgeon, doesn't he? I mean, this, just absolutely incredible. So this is the approach taken in many property crime cases. Want to make sure the individual keeps their job and can pay restitution. And police say that the damage in each case was the equivalent of a felony. And he said the decision not to bring charges is frustrating for his officers and the public. And this, he told CARE TV, they did their job. They identified and investigated a crime trend, identified and arrested a suspect, presented a case file to the Hennepin County Attorney Office for consideration of charges. I'll tell you what, you could not pay me enough money to relocate to the Minneapolis area. You just couldn't. I would forget it. So the case impacted at least six, there he is again, 6 different victims, totaled over $20,000 in damages. This is just absolutely incredible. And then to get, it's, the approach they're taking where they're having him join these, the diversion program. I mean, it's just crazy. This is wild. So I wanted to share that with you. Meanwhile, while we're talking about insanity, unfortunately, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it that's going on. So what's going on again? NPR now urging their stations to lobby Congress because the Trump administration wants to pull funding for NPR. So they are now urging their member stations to contact their members of Congress. This is a memo that was sent yesterday and said, in preparation, we are moving up the timelines for all stakeholder communications. NPR's policy and representation team has drafted new templates for station and grasstops stakeholder activation. The terminology that some of these places use. We asked for a deadline of May 2nd for those letters to be delivered to lawmakers. Engage your board members, community advisory board, station volunteers, major supporters, community partners, business leaders, emergency officials who work with your station, and ask them to communicate to Congress their opposition to rescission and support for your station. So the rescission that, who speaks like this? I mean, seriously, nobody that I know speaks like this. Yeah. So NPR urging their member stations, do whatever you can. Just reach out to everybody. And panic. It's panic. Boys and girls, plenty of panic going on at NPR as well. There should be. Okay, there he is. Also, some concern at Costco. Now, I've been to Costco before. I'm not currently a member. I've not been to Costco in a while. Katie and I were Costco members, and we had talked about it, and we didn't believe that for us, we weren't buying in bulk enough that we thought a membership to Costco for us was practical. So we are no longer members. But you got folks at Costco, they're upset because of the cookie prices. Shrinkflation. Because what it boils down to is packages. You see the package here. Previously, there had been 24 cookies. 24. Now, as you can see, only 21. 21 cookies. And people are not happy. Are you paying attention? Folks are not happy with the missing 3 cookies. And one person on Reddit, where did the other 3 go? And that's where it started. 21 count. Man, first they came for the muffins, and then they came for the 2 dozen. I understand that. Here's the thing. Let's go back to the photo that I shared. Okay. 21 count. They're not hiding it, right? 21 count. Here's the price. Very clearly noted. If you don't want to pay $8 for 21 cookies, then don't. Then don't. Shrinkflation. I'm like, seriously? I mean, they're 21 cookies. I just, this is the thing about social media. I both love and hate social media. The reactions on social media sometimes are just so lame. It's just like, they're not trying to hide anything. 21 count. If you don't want to pay $8 for 21 cookies, then don't. Nobody's going to force you. Come on, man. Get those cookies. You heard me. Pick up those cookies. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And the reaction from people, it's just wild. I shared this story this morning on the air. This was actually trending. And I wanted to show you the photo because this is the Joe Biden photo. Here, there we go. The former president, saying, we wish everyone celebrating today. This was on Easter. We wish everyone celebrating today a peaceful and joyful Easter. And you see the family seated and his wife, they're seated on the steps, and Joe Biden is behind. And so now people are saying, is he photoshopped in there? Is he kneeling down? He must be kneeling down or something. Because he's not that short, unless he's shrunk, I think, some inches since leaving office. So the reaction, his overall positioning, is he crouching? Is he sitting? One social media user said, I mean, this is obviously photoshopped, right? Is he supposed to be standing, crouching down? This doesn't even look like a plausible physically position, guys. What? Shouldn't that be physical position? Physically position? This is Photoshop. Biden's face is brightly lit from top to bottom. Everyone else's is diffused. So people are, is your forearm 4 feet long? With your arm at that angle, is physically impossible for those to be your fingers. This is the thing about social media, which I do find funny, which is why I wanted to share that with you. I've got one other story, and this is wild. This is footage. It's from Australia, but I watched this a few minutes ago, and it's pretty wild. I thought you might find this pretty incredible. This is a pair of identical twins, and they witnessed an armed carjacking incident in Australia. And this is pretty wild. You're getting a lot of people who are reacting to it. This is only a minute and a half long. I'm going to share this because it's pretty incredible how they're speaking at the same time, finishing each other's sentence. It's just wild.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. Two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there. And he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, run, he's got a gun. And our heart started to pound, and I said, well, Mum, where's Mum? And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, are you all right? Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes, I'll shoot you. She goes, hey, I'm here to help.
And Mum distracting him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush.
Isn't that wild?
And the guy goes to her, I'll find you and I'll shoot you. All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were so blessed.
How close?
So they're saying, that is just wild, man. That is absolutely wild. And you got both of them at the same time what I was thinking, and they're speaking like, I mean, they're identical twins. The one of them thinking, the other's thinking the very exact same thing. That is just wild, isn't it? I thought you might get quite a kick out of that, because that's something different. You don't see something like that every day, where they're literally are completing each other's sentences, and you can tell as one is saying, the other picks up the exact thought. It's that was pretty wild. So I wanted to share that with you this morning. The Melissa is saying that brings finishing each other's sentences onto a whole new level. Yeah, absolutely right. Oh, Sean is saying of that photo of Joe Biden. That photo screams photoshopped. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, that story. I saw that story yesterday, and I think this was after the 4th hour. I was scanning around, I was looking for a few stories to put on social media, as I usually do. So I was done with the show for the day. I was all finished. But I was looking around, and I looked at that, and that story was out there, and I saw it. And then this morning, now it's trending. And I saw it, I think it was at Town Hall. And they had mentioned it, and that's where I saw it. And to see this morning that the New York Post actually picked up the story and started really giving it kind of legs. So I was a little bit surprised by that. I didn't expect to see that story actually in the media. Town Hall is one of the websites that I follow pretty regularly. There's another one I want to mention here as well. PJ Media, Town Hall, PJ Media. I check them every day, and I see what the top stories are. Now, again, they tend to be a little more bloggy in the way that they cover things and write things, but also I look at them to see what are they on? What are they looking at? And I may say, I hadn't seen that. So then I go out and I find a story at other sources where I can, okay, here's a more traditional media story reporting on that issue or this issue, whatever it may be. It's a daily part of my prep routine each morning, and both Town Hall and PJ Media, if you like getting inside stories, and as you do, and you appreciate different opinions and different takes, you'll find them at townhall.com and pjmedia.com. And go take a look at the stories that are, both sites will say like the top 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll see each of the stories, and you can check them out and get additional details. And again, I use those as a way to, okay, I find this interesting. Then I go out and find a more traditional media story reporting on the things that they're mentioning. And get some really talented writers at both sites. Matt Vespa is one that you've heard me mention on my show repeatedly. I like the things the positions that he takes and the things that he covers. Very well done and well written. And I thought you might appreciate that. All right. That's a wrap from the bunker today. You made it to the end of the video, so you are part of my gallery of champions. Thank you, my friend, as always. If you would do me a favor, hit that like button. A number of you did yesterday after I really appealed to you. Please hit that like button before you leave. If I'm working hard to bring you things that I hope you find interesting. Not every story is going to resonate. And I saw that in the video yesterday as we got off into a little bit lighter fare with the Fallout 4 and the Fallout talk. I started losing a few people, and I understand that. Not every subject's going to resonate with you, but I'm also working to touch on as many things and bring them to your attention that I think you're going to find interesting. I'm trying to engage with you. So please hitting that like button really, really makes a difference. And if you would do that for me, I'd be very, very grateful. So we're going to leave it there for today. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, I'm underground and gone.